And here we are on Daybreak, and in the upper right-hand corner, we have our red Zerg player from Team SCV Life up 2-1. In this set, it is HyuN. And his opponent in the lower left-hand corner, our orange Terran player, the Tal Terran. He's won the last game. Can he tie things up, or will HyuN take over? It's FXO.GuMiho.
All right, Daybreak is a lovely map for ZVT. Obviously, HyuN likes to just take his entire side of the map when he's able to.
Yep.
And, you know, he could actually do something sneaky and just try to kill him really fast on a majorly big map like this, especially since GuMiho has probably a lot of evidence, a lot of footage to go over of HyuN playing on this map. So it is one of the older maps in the pool actually now, Daybreak. So probably a lot of evidence for GuMiho to be able to go over and figure out something sneaky. It looks like he's not going to do, well, actually he still has time to drop a barracks in a weird spot. This seems to be the map that every Terran loves, to just put a barracks close to their opponent or hide it off at the third base or just crazy stuff like that. So he's got time, but it doesn't look like he wants to do it.
Well, this was a little interesting. He had a little bit of indecisiveness there because he decided to put up the supply depot on normal time. Then decided he had everything saved up and the SCV sitting around to put down a barracks, decided against it, put up a 13th SCV, ran the SCV back, and then went, no, actually, I kind of do want a barracks, and went back there and put it up on 13. So a little bit late and a little bit weird, but it's still going to work out. HyuN, on the other hand, going for a 14 hatch, so a little bit quicker than normal.
Interesting. Wonder why that's a different play there out of HyuN, but he's just going to continue droning up, obviously, for a while. We'll see when he drops that pool. He's getting close to 200 now, so makes sense. Yep, there it is. And GuMiho is saving up for 400, so just a 1 racks expand for Daybreak for Mr. GuMiho.
That's right, and already seeing that SCV down to start the process here in just a second. Marines on the way as well. HyuN, of course, going back into his pool and extractor. I mean, if I can make bold predictions here, what we've seen out of him thus far is a 6.5 minute or a 6 minute third base, 6.5 minute Roach Warren, 9 minute layer, 9.5 minute Baneling Nest, and then go into Infestation to Pit Spire afterwards.
He
could Roachling all in again?
Nidus Defiler. How about that?
Nidus Defiler. Yes.
I think that's HyuN's.
A couple of lurkers as well,
best build
just for
on
a
here.
bit of additional
don't
pressure.
be silly. I mean, he's gonna have Scourge out on the map, but probably not any lurkers. No.
GuMiho starting his barracks wall maybe here in a second. Patented barracks wall. He does love doing this. And no, how about a command center wall? It's a very, very fast third command center starts to pop out.
Yeah, so GuMiho not wasting any time making some bases. HyuN obviously is going to follow suit as well, just because he likes to take so many bases. 6 minutes is his usual mark. He made less lings this time than previously, so just going to hang on to those Zelnaga towers most likely. It is a 2-player map, so he doesn't really have to do that much scouting. The attack paths are generally pretty well known, so he's got his scouting overlords in position. His lings can hang on to the Zelnaga towers, and that's a great way to keep map control for a long time on Daybreak.
Second barracks coming up at the front, double gas on the way, so we will be able to move into factory pretty quick. So GuMiho opening with that, but you know, HyuN, nothing really looking out of the ordinary from him. He pulls all but 1 worker off of gas, as he has every time he's gone for this sort of a strategy. He's got a fair bit of resources built up at the moment, and but we'll probably see a hatchery here in just a bit.
Okay, yeah, there's a drone looking a little bit out of place. No, he is actually just going to join the rest of his buddies on the mineral line. GuMiho already cranking out some Marines, getting that first factory down. We'll see what kind of unit composition he's going to ultimately aim for as we move on here. This base is actually probably ready. He's going to flip it over to the orbital before flying over. And Roach Warren up for HyuN, but no third base yet.
That's right, so he is switching things up on us. He's got the extractor, second extractor, I should say, on the way, and he's starting to build back up into gas once again. Now, of course, he loves making a big round of 7 or 8 roaches in pretty much every game he plays, but this is going a little bit past that. Once again, he's banking supply, banking overlords. Not saying that he's going to do a big roachling all in again, but it is certainly possible.
Yeah, he could definitely do it. We did see this from him on Ohana with some great success. GuMiho this time does have a little bit stouter wall. We'll see the 6 first roaches popping out, and then he's still got a bunch of larvae available, not that much gas available. It looks like 12 roaches is probably going to be his target once again, like we saw in Ohana.
Yeah, and the larvae are actually out, but he's not allocating them, and there's the Baneling Nest, so I don't want to say it for sure, but, and it looks like this is, I don't want to say more economical, but he's going to do a Roach Baneling push, but he will have a third base to fall back on.
Yep, backup plans are always nice. If your Roach Baneling all-in doesn't work, obviously you want to stay alive and force GuMiho to make some decisions.
Really?
Well, you want... obviously, you want to stay alive. The second part of the statement, you want GuMiho to have to make some decisions because...
How about double port?
That's an interesting one. I don't know if he's going to have enough units to live through Roach Baneling all-in with that kind of decision, but we'll see, obviously, as they're approaching now. GuMiho is aware of it, seeing the first few Roaches. This is giving him kind of flashbacks. Is he going to pull a bunch of SCVs off the line? I feel like he probably should. There they are, way in position, but way before the Roaches actually show up, so that's a much better job from him. The Lings actually looped around the third base, so they're going to take a little bit longer to get over there and start morphing into Banelings. He might not even morph into Banelings at this point.
We'll find out. He does have the gas to do so, and he is teching up behind this as well, so this is just a little bit of Roach Baneling pressure, I guess, so to speak.
It could just be a fake-out build.
Yeah.
He could obviously have gotten here and decided, okay, I don't want to do Banelings. I'm going to waste a lot of GuMiho's resources repairing this stuff while Roaches are taking absolutely no damage, and he can just continue teching up behind it. The lair is done. He's got upgrades rolling. He's got an Overseer coming, so he's going to be prepared for Banshees as well. This is really good, actually, from GuMiho. From HyuN, and GuMiho is not repairing with enough SCVs there. Finally, he brought one over, but the SCVs are actually, I believe, in range for him to be able to start attacking. Now the Banshee is out, though, and HyuN is going to have to back up.
Is he going to try and DPS down this barracks before it goes? I don't think he can now. Yeah, the barracks is starting to go back up, and here's the key. He sees two Banshees, so two Banshees at this stage of the game, that's very aggressive. He's got to know that it's a double port by now, and in fact, he flies an Overseer, just confirming that that's the case.
Why wouldn't you? Does he have the energy? Oh, that's why. Okay.
Someone was joking in the live report thread saying that he thinks this is the best playing for GuMiho at the moment. Dual port Banshee does kind of lead me to believe now. But GuMiho can throw in these weird strategies every now and again.
Yeah, so HyuN's Roach Baneling all-in actually just turned into a Roach poke and retreat. Not actually working out that great for him, though, as GuMiho has pulled ahead in supply. He's got a good unit composition, and the Spire is only halfway done for HyuN, only a couple of Spore Crawlers on the map. If GuMiho can actually bait out units or get these Hellions to do the bulk of the work, then the Banshees can just kind of stay on the outer edge and try to DPS things down like this Queen that's slightly out of position now. So it's on the Hellions to bait the units back. They are getting a lot of drone kills as well, but now these four Banshees are here. They don't have Cloak, but they really don't need it. The DPS is the reason he brought them along, and he can catch units between bases like these Roaches.
Yeah, and even if he's taking a little bit of damage here, now he's in that sweet spot sitting behind the mineral lines, and one Queen goes down immediately. Should even be able to DPS down the Extractor before it's built. Really well done there.
Yeah, so Hellion's still standing. He's making a lot more. GuMiho is in a wonderful position here with these Banshees. No answer from GuMiho. He can't really afford the gas for more than minerals, excuse me. He's actually mineral block more than gas block, but 5 mutas at the most, and he's only making 2 at the moment. These Hellions could actually be a little bit more involved, but now the Roach count is getting pretty high, so he would have to be pretty clever with that stuff. But the Banshees with so much DPS, they're going to be able to take out this hatch before the Spore Crawler gets over there.
They're doing almost 100 damage each time that actually goes down, and he's not going to be able to transfuse up this Spore Crawler. It only gets off 1 hit, and the Queens are going to die right afterwards as well. Even though there are more Queens coming up, that's not really going to be an issue. One Banshee finally dies, and not before a base, a billion Queens, and all this is going to fall.
He could have probably microed that Banshee away a little bit better, but now that the mutas are out, this is going to be a close one. If he has a transfusion, he could actually save. No, he does not have the energy for it. Oh, he just got the energy for it, unfortunately, for HyuN. So Hellions are going to move back into position now. Oh my goodness!
Oh no, HyuN! Oh god, that was so much death and destruction. 30 workers have been killed now. That was just the absolute worst possible timing for HyuN.
A huge column of drones. That could have been even sweeter for GuMiho, but man, that is crushing. And we just saw a game like this on the previous map. What was it actually? Whirlwind, where tons and tons of drones got roasted really early, and GuMiho rode that wave very well with a lot of mech. And check it out, the production tab, 3 Thors were just in production at one time, multiple tanks, 2 Banshees at a time. So if GuMiho can deal with these Mutalisks, those Banshees and the Thor DPS will just be crazy and really hard for HyuN to be able to keep up with.
All right, well, GuMiho starting to finally push off these Mutalisks as he does manage to kill 1, but he loses a few SCVs and that Tech Vibe as well, and that's what he wanted. However, here comes some Hellions and a bunch of Roaches on move command. Finally, HyuN reacts to this, but
God.
he may lose another bunch of workers, and indeed he is.
Look at all those burning drone corpses. Another column of drones the Roaches are going to finally surround, but that's 45 workers killed for GuMiho. HyuN not able to match that at all, even though he is in here with these Mutalisks. The Thor, the giant mobile turret, is going to be able to scare them away, and GuMiho is in a great position. If he just continues rolling out all the mech and keep his mining uninterrupted, he's going to be able to smash HyuN at this rate.
Yeah, I mean, the staggering amount of DPS he has in his army is just insane.
42 drones standing for HyuN, not a lot.
3 Thors, 4 Banshees, 13 Hellions. He's even continued making a few unupgraded Marines as well. Changeling does get a pretty good look at everything. And here comes HyuN. This is kind of clever. He's going to use these Overlords to soak up some shots, possibly
They
here
have
in a
dropped.
bit.
They have Ventral Sacks.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. They could do that as well.
We'll see. He's going to load up here and possibly do some sort of drop, but of course he's been discovered pretty quickly by these Banshees and Hellions now, so any Roaches on the ground, there's no air support here. It's only a couple of Mutalisks, and the Thors have such long range that even they're not going to be able to do anything. GG from HyuN before any huge major encounter.
Yeah, well,